Okay, Coach, you know, the folks in the dog pound, they live for games like this. Snowy conditions here at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Miami Dolphins. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Check 50, check 50.
Alert, 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 alert.
Shift, shift.
Wall. Up, up.
Keep wall.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. One touch.
Now the third leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
Run, run, run.
Mike 52, Mike 52.
Smooth. Hurry, hurry.
Watch Mike, all day.
One touch.
Looking to throw on second down. Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is, when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them, in a sense, and gotten the ball from them.
A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And now this pass brought in by Brown. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Here's 2nd and 8. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. Mike Gesicki, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
Alert, 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 alert.
Two, the Mike 5-2.
What's up? Hey, Alpha.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 32 that time.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. We got 4. We got 4.
What's up?
Check 52.
Kings.
52, come on.
Go.
See, we're pretty quiet.
What's up?
From the gun, Mayfield. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's a 2nd and 7. Going deep here for Parker. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Let's go,
He'll look to throw. And he finds Parker here, complete. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a 1st down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
At the 46-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Coming to you, coming to you.
2nd and 9 now. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
He'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down. The catches like that, that's what the Dolphins envisioned when they took Gesicki high in the 2nd round a season ago. He did have 22 catches as a rookie, but did not find the end zone. Certainly feels more comfortable wearing number 88, his old college number, after sporting 86 as a rookie. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 38. On 1st down, here's Breida. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
44 is the mic, 44 is the mic. Check, check. Defense wins championships, baby.
On the delay, here's Breida. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A Miami 1st down, that one going for a gain of 11.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Dolphin 1st down.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Back to throw now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. 2nd and 10. And this is caught by Parker for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Now Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They're running it. Watch the safety creep.
This is Breida on the draw. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
They'll set up the throw. He gets it into the arms of Parker. Complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the 1st half. It's a 1st down.
Gain of 19 yards. 1st down, Miami.
This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this 1st half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
Don't get nervous.
Check, check. Lucky.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the 1st battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
You must be dreaming.
Alert flare.
They'll set up to throw. They'll set up a screen for Breida. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete. On 4th down, Brian Flores going to call on the field goal unit. And his kick is indeed good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Browns drive about to get started. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And now a big play to start off this drive as the shot downfield is complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 77 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play. Extra point, hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that slices the lead down to 17-10.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Grant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Second and 4. They'll get this into the hands of Breida. 20! And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
And the Dolphins first down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Check it back, check it back.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Here we go. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Let's go, D. Hey.
They'll drop the throw into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Hey, Charlie!
Mayfield on first down. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field.
Hey, my 7.
Get in the weight room. 57's Mike. Mike 50.
What?
Let's go. You go tight.
Run.
You got tight right there.
What?
Working out of the gun. Mayfield is going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Point it right. Hey, Zoo!
Mayfield down. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll start on the ground with Breida. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
51's the Mike.
looking to throw. He's going deep for Brown. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards.
A gain of 45 yards. First down, Miami.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that
looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Alabama, Mack Wilson. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Seibert on for the PAT. It's up and good, and the lead's now down to 3 at 20-17. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
They'll begin the drive with Breida. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
2nd and 6. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Landry now on the return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Check 180. Check 52's the mic. Quit talking about it and bring it.
Point it right, point it right, point it right.
And again, it's Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. To throw, Mayfield. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Here comes Grant on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they begin this drive in very precarious field position inside their own 5.
And remember, this is a defense that's already scored once in this game, so you've got to really take care and make sure that you're blocking these guys to try and wedge the ball out from the shadow of your own end zone.
That one good for 13 and a Dolphin 1st down.
13 yards. 1st down, Dolphins.
So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
44, Mike, 44. Watch the run, let it go.
Back to throw here. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. This is Breida. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on third down.
Mike 51, Mike 51. I got one.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Now Landry. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The scoring update from the southern edge of Ohio down in Cincinnati. And looks like the Bengals starting to pull away in that one. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 37-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing, Mayfield. It's caught, Beckham. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Check 13. Check 13.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Regular.
Kill. Check 3.
What's that?
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 4.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They run it again with Chubb. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Oh, he bowls over him. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
On first down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Baker Mayfield, as a rookie, 3 times he led the Browns back to victory in the fourth quarter. What can he do here in year number 2? Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
20.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
King. What's that? X3, 218, chop.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Mayfield on 4th down. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. They're going to look to throw. Flush to his right. Now he'll pull it down.
Keep playing hard.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
Well, to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. They try to take a shot there on 2nd down, and that leaves them because of the incompletion. A very tricky 3rd and 10.
And with the time situation, you would expect them to try and get it all in this one play, but there's still enough time that if you can take something shorter, gain some yardage, make it a more manageable 4th down if you need to.
He's back to throw. And now another one thrown incomplete. They were moving the ball well early in the drive, but now it's 4th down. 3 straight incompletions all of a sudden could be their final play.
And with that type of pressure, how are they going to handle it? What do you call in this situation? Personally, I got to get the ball to my best player with the play he likes to run best.
Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
Bound to lose one.
51, Mike 51.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Breida. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow. Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey, orbit.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Mike 52. Mike 52. Root right.
Back to throw. And he's got the hook up to Landry. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
No, check that. We're Mike 52 right here. Hey, wahoo! Watch what?
52. Watch 52. 52's the Mike. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Here's Mayfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Hey, Delta. Hurry!
Check 52's the Mike. Check 52's the Mike.
Now Mayfield. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Brings up third down and 10.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Mike 50. Hey, Haywood.
Hey, I'm coming.
Cut.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Mike. 180. Cut. Hey, alert 33. Hurry.
You can't hang.
Hey, alert. Hey, let's go.
Check 26. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
What's that?
Mike 55.
Hurry.
55. Oh, yeah. And here we go again.
What's that?
From the red zone now, Mayfield. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it. Maybe you bring a little extra pressure to make sure he gets rid of it quicker.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game. We'll see if they bring that pressure. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Browns, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, it's a disappointing way to lose your first game as they drop to 10-1 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.